Hey, Isaac.
Darren.
How you doing, man?
Good, how you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks. Was listening to the show before. Good work, man. Good work.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Well, you ready to get this started?
Yeah.
Okay, now what's something that few people know about Isaac Hayes?
Well, all I can say is get my cookbook and you'll find out things that you didn't know.
Okay, we're going to ask a little more about that later. But what do you feel makes you different from most people?
What makes me different? Well, I've been an innovator. I've innovated a lot of things in my career. I like to go where others fear to tread. He who dares wins.
Okay. Now, you've done it all from acting to performing to production to broadcasting. Do you have a favorite thing to do?
I love recording.
But going over to broadcasting for a second, how did you get involved with KISS FM?
Well, I used to do drops for the station, and one day we shot a video, and the general manager, Judy Ellis, said, you can do radio. I said, no, I can't do radio. She just kept insisting that I could. And every time I would see them, Judy kept mentioning radio. I said, look, New York is too expensive for me to live in. She said, what if you pay the salary that you can live comfortable? Really? I said, okay. I got my manager to call her, and they started talking. But they prepped me very well, like training and so forth.
Did you ever expect to become the number 2 most popular morning jock in New York?
No, I didn't.
So what kind of reaction does that bring to you now?
Oh, we got a great listening core here, and we interact, talk with a lot of people, and people just they know you. They knew me. I was already an entertainer, well known, but more people just know me on the site. If I walk in the streets or whatever, they wave, truck drivers wave out the windows. Hey, they blow their horns and all stuff like that. So it's a lot of recognition, and you're talking about the tri-state area, so it's a big market.
Definitely. And what about South Park? How did you get involved with that?
Well, Matt and Trey, the producers and creators, they sought me out. They called my agent and said, we want Isaac Hayes. And he didn't know how to explain to me because he knew I wanted to do a voiceover, but I was thinking Disney. He said, well, you got this late night animated cartoon, adult cartoon, Comedy Central. And I said, what? I'd never heard of a South Park. I said, wait. And I was really upset. And he had me go, and he was very cryptic about explaining the kind of show it was. Well, you need to talk to the guys and let them tell you. Well, I was reluctant to go to the studio, but I showed up at the studio and met Matt and Trey, and they said, we're glad to have Mr. Hayes, and blah, 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 blah. I said, well, they said you'd be perfect for this part. And I said, what kind of show is it? What is it about, man? And then they said, will you read a few lines? And I looked at it and read a few lines. I started cracking up, and I said, okay, who put you guys up to this joke? They said, no, it's real. We're real about this. I said, you really gonna do this? I said, you guys are covered with insurance because you're gonna get sued. And they said, no, everything is fine. I said, you guys are crazy. And I was thinking to myself, I said, well, okay, I'll do this. It's going to last 6 weeks, and I'll just pick up some leads and free money. And, of course, we started doing episodes and putting them in the can for an air date, And I liked it. I had a lot of fun with it. And then, when the air date drew closer, I started having trepidation. I said, oh, my God, what have I done? I've ruined my career. Oh, God. Oh. And when the thing aired, it just went through the roof. Ratings went through the roof.
And how exactly would you explain Chocolate Salty Balls going to number 1 in the UK?
Well, that's a good thing. I mean, people outside of this country they have a great sense of humor. Australia, it was hot. I mean, they just let it all out. They're not hypocritical, and it's really funny. I mean, and so they just embraced the thing, and it made the charts.
Well, was that your first #1 hit?
Oh no, I mean, wait, is it? Let me see. I really don't know, because I've had a lot of hits, so I don't know if anyway. I know Shaft went to #2 here in the States. It was #2, I think. I'm talking the original Shaft. I don't know, but I had so many hits.
I guess don't ask, don't tell. But now word is that you're recording another solo album as we speak. What can you tell me about it?
Well, all I can say is that it's going to be Isaac Hayes, vintage Isaac Hayes. Now, I've appeared on several albums with Guru, with Wu-Tang Clan, Bow-Legged Lou, Full Force, and so I might engage some hip-hop flavor in what I do, because I am hip-hop right now, because I'm sampled so much. So it's not, my music is not foreign to any of the listeners. So, but I'm going to do some vintage Isaac Hayes, and I will probably do some remakes. The things that got me here always repeat a successful action.
Well, going into rap and sampling for a moment. Now, being someone that's pro-education, which you show through your work in Ghana and the World Literacy Crusade, and you show yourself anti-drugs that you did in Ike's Rap. Now, how do you feel about being sampled by a lot of artists that promote misogyny and, overall the thug lifestyle?
Well, I say we, I'm talking about the publishing company, Rondo, who administers my publishing. They scrutinize artists that if they're too raw, we won't clear it.
Okay.
We won't clear it. And that way we stay out of harm's way. Erica Baidu, she did a sample of Bag Lady. Well, Bag Lady, she didn't sample my music, and it was a big hit. I've been sampled by so many people, but we try to, I don't know if we catch everything, somebody slipped through the cracks, but we try to scrutinize and make a decision on who samples the music, because I do not want to promote violence and all that kind of stuff.
Now, looking back on your recording past from Stax to Shaft to sampling, is there anything that you ever regretted being part of doing?
No, I had fun doing it all.
And is there anything that you're most proud of out of anything?
I'm proud of Hot Buttered Soul, because it was a landmark thing. It set so many trends. It started a whole lot of things. And I'm proud of Shaft, of course.
No, definitely. But what do you think of last year's reworking of Shaft?
Well, it was okay. I wouldn't have done it that way. I just gave the theme. I guess Reed did the theme, and that was it. But I would have put more music into it, as far as music, for the soundtrack. But they do soundtracks differently nowadays.
Yeah.
I don't agree with the way they do it. They just put tunes on there a lot of times that has nothing to do with the subject matter of the movie. On a Shaft, the original Shaft soundtrack, if you played any tune, they could take you to the listener could take you right to the scene.
Definitely.
So now these tunes don't have anything to do with it. I know some marketing tools and everything, but I don't agree with it.
Well, what about your acting career? Do any films or television appearances stand out from the rest?
Well, yeah. John Carpenter's Escape from New York was a big one for me. Keenan Ivory Wayans, I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. And my favorite movie that I've ever done was a movie called Truck Turner.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun shooting that movie.
Okay, now before you mentioned that you have a cookbook, that you're about to release, or I believe it was released back in November. Now, have you always been a whiz in the kitchen?
Pretty much so. Not well, in my early days when I was a kid, I made some blunders, but that was a growing process. But as I grew older, I became pretty good in the kitchen. Even my first marriage, I was pretty good. And since then, I've been doing a lot of things in the kitchen, and I created a lot of dishes, and I even gave some to some of my friends. If I cooked a dish that was so good, I'd freeze it and then, send it to them or whatever, and they loved it. So that was before the South Park whole thing. I was Chef Bubba Lee, that's what they used to call me. Bubba Lee. And I took pride in cooking. And I found it to be good therapy. Get in the kitchen and make something up, It's a lot of fun, especially if you got a good kitchen. Now, since I've been in the New York area, the kitchens are small, but, in Memphis, California, Atlanta, I had huge kitchens. I mean, huge kitchens. And then I got a lot of space to work with all the utensils and things that I need. Here in this area, you got to be very skimpy because they don't dedicate a lot of space to kitchens.
Yeah. And does the book have anything to do with Memphis magic sauces? What exactly is that?
Well, it's a barbecue sauce that I concocted, and growing up in Memphis, barbecue is a big deal down there.
Yeah.
And so that's why I call my barbecue sauce Memphis Magic. And we've tested it, and it tested out quite well. People love it. Tastes good. Some places I go, they have barbecue sauce on barbecue. Yeah, it tastes horrible, but I meticulously put this together, and then I just fine-tune it, over the years.
And will we be able to find it out here in Long Island and the rest of New York?
You will. We're about 8 weeks away, and it's coming out. And we also have a Jamaican jerk sauce, and tropical glaze sauce, and a hot and cool turkey wing sauce. And this Memphis Magic barbecue sauce, it's going to be, we'll have a hot spicy version of it, we'll have a regular mild version, and then we'll have a smoked version as well.
For those who are going to be in attendance of your show, Westbury Music Fair, what should they be expecting, and do you have anything to say to them?
Well, I might do a little message stuff, some message songs and things like that, but, I'll do some Isaac Hayes. They don't hear much of Isaac Hayes nowadays, so I'll give them some vintage Isaac Hayes and some, funky up-tempo stuff, and it's, some of the huge sound that I was always known for, and we just take it from there. I might do some intimate things, just me and the piano. We'll have fun out there. And, Westbury is a very intimate venue because, you can see all the people at different times, It brings everybody in, and that's what I like about this stage. I've been playing this since, 74.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how do you hook up with D.L. Hughley for this tour?
Well, D.L. and I've done this show twice. I've did a couple episodes on this show. Reworking, kind of like the same type character, and so I think somebody had the wisdom at Westbury to hook us up. That's a good thing.
Definitely.
Yeah, I like D.L. He's a good actor, good comedian,
And what else do you, Isaac Hayes, have in store for the year 2001?
2001. Well, like I said, my barbecue sauce is coming. I'm going to work on a new CD, which I've been distracted doing a lot of other things. And I'm going to expand. I got a school I built in Ghana, West Africa, on literacy, and I'm going to expand Isaac Hayes, the Isaac Hayes Foundation, which we deal with literacy, health issues, and music education for children in school, and And then I'll probably, get more involved in motion pictures. I might do some music, movies, and maybe television. And there are a couple of things I'm going to try. My hand at maybe some literary things.
Okay.
Write some children's stories.
Okay. Now, where do you think you'll be 2 years from now?
Where will I be? Oh, man. I don't know. I just like to keep expanding. That's how how you stay in this business. How people recognize you, because generation changes. Like the kids now. My base fan base is like now from 6 to 96 because of South Park. Well, I have to come up with something else now, just to keep my name out there and keep my worth out there. So I really don't know. I mean, like I said, I got some ideas I want to implement, but just for safety factor, without encouraging someone to infringe, I can't say at this time. But it some would be in entertainment, and might be in records and stuff like that.
Okay, sounds good to me. And finally, Isaac, any last words for the kids?
Well, kids, stay clear on your literacy. Always pursue that. And challenge your parents to read to you at home, and pick out a night of the week for the family to read together. That's very important, because literacy is the key. It's definitely key.
Okay, thank you very, very much for this interview. I was wondering if you could do me a quick favor, if possible.
Sure.
Okay, could you say something along the lines of, you've reached Darren's voicemail, like, this is Isaac Hayes, you've reached Darren's voicemail, something along those lines?
Okay.
Okay, whenever you're ready, you got it.
All right. Hello, this is Isaac Hayes, and you've reached Darren's voicemail. I don't know what he's doing, but I'm sure it's important. But you're important too, so leave a message and he'll get back to you as soon as he can. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Okay, that was absolutely great. Now, I haven't won the money on Kiss FM yet, but I'm vowing to do that in the next 6 months, so you have my word for that one.
Okay, Darren, good luck on that, man.
Okay, now thank you very much for the interview, and I hope to be at your Westbury show.
Wonderful.
Okay, take care, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Paltrocast.